Last Monday, June 24, 2013, Benin City residents woke up without knowing that a hangman was in town to snuff life out of 4 death row prisoners, Chima Ejiofor, Daniel Nsofa, Oseriram Wendu Egbenkin and Richard Igagu. Their journey to death began on 26 September 2012, when Governor Adams Oshiomhole signed the death warrants of 2 of the convicted criminals, Daniel Nsofa and Egbenkia, while former Governor Lucky Igbinidian signed that of 2 others. The prison where the gallows was situated is along the busy Supple Road, and while the environment may look peaceful, on that fateful day, the prison wardens and the hangman were busy organizing the execution of the convicts. Henry Ida Hagban, Edo State Attorney General and Commissioner for Justice. No doubt, most residents had no idea that the convicts went to court that day to battle for their lives, an appeal which was unfortunately rejected by the Federal High Court. They probably took their last meal after returning from the court and met the awaiting hangman, who obviously arrived the ancient city few hours before the execution to do his duty and jet out of the town. One of them robbed a family, raped the wife and inserted a bottle inside her private part until she died. It would be recalled that the same day Oshiomhole signed the death warrant of Nsofa and Egbenkia. He also granted amnesty to 2 prisoners condemned to death in exercise of his prerogative of mercy. The governor pointed out that the prisoners, Monday Eda, who was sentenced to death for conspiracy and murder, and Callista Sikem, sentenced for conspiracy and armed robbery, were granted amnesty because they did not take the lives of their victims. The governor also commuted to life imprisonment the death sentence of 2 others, Tijani Mustafa, convicted for conspiracy and armed robbery, Zubam Abdurrahman, convicted for conspiracy and armed robbery, while Patrick Ajifo, who was convicted for assault on a police officer while discharging his lawful duty and served 6 months jail term in 1973, was granted pardon. Speaking after granting amnesty to Adu and Ikem, Comrade Oshiomhole said, "You have been condemned to death for murder, but we have exercised the prerogative of mercy to release you from prison for the offense, believing you have learned your lesson. You can still be useful to society and useful to yourself. You know the law enforcement agencies are there. If you commit another offense, you know your own is finished. However, having received good reports about your conduct in prison, I believe you can still be a good." While addressing Monday Adu, 32, a minor, when he was convicted in 1997, Oshiomhole said, "We are letting you off the hook to go and sin no more. We will find a way to find a job for you under the Edo Youth Employment Scheme. You have no reason to return to crime, and that means if you do anything again you are completely on your own." The governor told Callista Sikem, 52, who was convicted in 1996, to be ready to work and cope with the rigors of life as he goes back to his family in Imo State. "You stole household items which could have taken your life. The government will give you N200,000 and another N100,000 to Monday Adu to go and start all over. I hope you will be able to make something positive out of this your present condition." But the National Human Rights Commission kicked against the signing of the execution warrant on the 2 of the prisoners by the governor, insisting that his action was inhuman. Oshiomhole quickly replied the Commission and Amnesty International that the convicts committed a heinous crime by killing their victims and therefore they didn't deserve to live. On the 21st of October 2012, Oshiomhole faulted the rights groups and explained why he signed the death warrants. Agbamian killed his victim, dismembered his body and buried the parts in different places to avoid detection. When the convict was taken to court, he said his offense was a mistake, but the manner in which he treated the body indicated that it was a gruesome, premeditated and wicked act, he explained. The governor quoted excerpts of the Supreme Court judgment upholding Agbomian's death sentence, and according to the apex court, the likes of Agbomian belong to Hades, hell. On Sofa, Osiom Hole said he approved his death sentence because after robbing his victim, a woman, of her possessions, he subjected her to horrendous torture and thereafter killed her. According to the governor, the National Human Rights Commission was wrong. They must be seen to be painstaking in matters of life and death. They must check their facts right. The state does not exercise mercy on such persons. I decided to free those who didn't kill to go and sin no more. However, we must send a clear message to criminals that they have no right to kill and live. It will be recalled also that President Goodluck Jonathan had recently directed state governors to sign execution warrants of death row inmates, admonishing them not to shy away from same as it was part of their duties.